stoop culture is not as much as it used to be. I don't know who now comes out, hangs out, and sits on stoops. Strangers may sit on your stoop coming way home. Is it a lost thing? Nobody plays stoop ball, I'll tell you that.
Very true. You've been on this stoop for a really long time, since 1997. That's when I was born.
You're going to be amazed. This is the longest I've sat on this stoop in my life, in this stoop.
So how long have you been living in Brooklyn?
My whole life, 67 plus years. I never lived anyplace else. Yeah, I grew up in Cobble Hill in a family, right, of a grandmother, father, mother, brother and sister, and upstairs I had uncles and aunts and my cousins, right? And the neighborhood was mostly, I would say, middle class that time, you know, Italian, Puerto Rican, Irish. But I loved it, and it was a great neighborhood, and it was the reason for why I kind of have like a spirit of real gratitude and joy.
So decorating the house outside was a big deal for his family. Yeah. So his mom, this is all handmade stuff. It's very Italian, right? Italian family have to do everything all together, all at once, or engagement.
So it's a story, man. It's a Brooklyn story. It's an American story.
This is me as a baby.
And this is Queens.
Yes, this is Queens. This is around the corner from where I used to live. I remember this. Me and my mom just had like a little photo shoot this day. It was just me and my mom. But this is so crazy.
You keep that picture.
Because this house also isn't even there anymore. Seeing high-rise buildings on Jamaica Avenue is a bit perplexing. Small neighborhood places kind of are vanishing. Mom and pop shops are disappearing. They're trying to even rename it.
Even in Jamaica.
It could call it downtown Jamaica, like just little things like that. So what is the neighborhood like now?
Nobody's outside. When I grew up, every stoop had somebody on it playing in the street, like a stoop ball, fist ball, box ball.
Yeah.
The ball's in the name, you played it. But other games too, like Ringo Livio, Hot Beans and Butter. Games that don't play anymore today. The streets are kind of quiet.
Did you play Jacks?
Jacks? That's a girl's game. All right.
My mom
I don't want to be sexist
game.
here, but I was a ball player, man. I'm telling you. We broke many a window. Well, that was my childhood, yeah. I didn't know I was going to go blind. When I was 24, they told me. I'm so happy I did so much in playing those games and being involved, and it sustained me now, and I found other ways too. You're doing what anybody would help a blind people do when he gives up to the person, okay?
Yeah.
I'm holding my stick up, I'm holding your right arm. Wherever you turn, left, right, drop down, that gives me an idea. We're getting past the book. Hi. We're getting past most of the brownstones now, right?
Yes,
Are we close to the
we're
How do I know what is happening? Well, there's ramps, right? They'll tell you what a driveway may be.
Yeah.
Right?
Does the concrete sound different, like from like the street?
It's feel more than sound. When I put my stick over the edge, it's hitting, right? So you can tell, gradation, slipperiness, corners have drop-offs.
Right.
The palm is just telling me stories, right?
Yeah.
The ground. This is the place where the bodega used to be.
Nice.
I would say at least 10, 12 years ago, that bodega's been gone. What does it look like to you? I know what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
I've been there a few times to buy stuff of it.
So this restaurant is very modern, very new age. It has this real nice blue-green floral kind of wallpaper.
Back in the day, it was a tight, small little bodega. I never went down the aisles.
Yeah.
The man behind, Mr. Juan, he would go get the food for me. But he was a wonderful man, went to our church. Still see him now and then, passing by in the
It was a
neighborhood.
family-run business.
Family, I knew his wife, I knew his children. I was the confirmation man for his son. That is a story about gentrification right there in a nutshell. Right. And inspired me to write a poem. There used to be a bodega on the corner of my block, just minutes from a supermarket line with endless stock. But the last time Mr. Juan clasped his weathered storefront lock, the neighborhood was something good to the ticking of the clock. For 17 enduring years, you knew he would be there. A loaf of bread, some milk to paper, a laugh, a smile so near. Come up short, no problem. Next time you can pay. But there'll be no more next time, because tomorrow is today.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with me.
I love poetry, but didn't write poetry until I lose my sight. When you're blind, you have to create the world around you. It's metaphorical. But now everything I have to experience is through my imagination.
Can you tell me what you noticed and what you experienced when you first started going blind?
I was about 24 years old, and I'm starting to notice night blindness, all right? And then peripheral vision. They mapped my retina, they sat me down. They said, Jimmy, you're gonna lose your sight. You have an uncurable, untreatable eye disease called retinitis pigmentosa, and it leads to blindness. Imagine having to tell somebody you're gonna lose your sight. I felt for that person. And progressively, year after year, I would see less and less. By 44, I was blind, legally blind. I'm a father, I raised my children started helping me get around. And just I kept on adapting. I said, okay, I'm gonna take this blindness and I'm gonna make a poem out of it or play music. Because I'm an optimist and my main thing in life is to share who I am. And if I gotta go through life not seeing anymore, I'll make you see the world through my inner light, all right?
I like that.
And I would say I'm a better person because I'm blind. Better.
Yeah.
When you're blind, you gotta be in the moment. If I cross the streets without listening, I wouldn't make it. Once I get the stick, it's like Moses in the Red Sea. They come to help you. I meet Diane in 1980. It was about the same time I started to lose my vision. So many times I've used this line, she blinded me with her beauty.
These are he took and developed himself. Wow. Yeah, so he could still take pictures for a long time.
Tell me all the things that you do.
They all go back to sharing who I am. So I worked at the post office 20 years, but by 2000, I pretty much lost my sight. My wife said, Jimmy, you're gonna go teach. If you wanna call me anything, I'm a teacher. The poetry, the music, all comes to me. I wanted to share what I know with other people. I like to know, in your 26 years of life, now the things you're interested in, the things you do.
So I'm in school for film and psychology. I write narrative stories. I write poetry. I write music. I take photos.
What do you write about in your poetry?
I feel like I write about my existential dread in life.
Wow. Okay, on that note, I'm not going to let that hang. You have to elaborate what that means.
What that means to me? There's a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of hard experiences and things to cope with, you know. Poetry is like a release. So it's a way to get my feelings and thoughts and emotions out on paper.
You said life is tough. Tell me why you think life is tough.
Honestly, I faced some challenges with poverty, and that showed up with like how I lived and moved around a lot, right? Like I didn't grow up in the same place for years and years, and I had to foster hyper independence. Growing up with a parent who battled mental health issues, and also how that like affects, you know, how you raise your children and just how you interact with them. That did lean into my interest in why I study psychology in the mental health field.
Are you proud of yourself?
I am.
You should be.
Thank you.
Nobody goes through life without facing difficult. But you have a spirit that can be touched. Shanaya, I'd like to hear one of your poems, if you can share it.
I'm sorry, I'm getting nervous. Window to the soul, do you see me eye to eye? Anguish on the shelf, do you notice walking by? Reaching to touch the souls, the ones that are made pure. Okay, I think I messed up.
Nobody knows that but you,
I think I messed up.
But there's nothing unnatural about you being nervous about sharing a very deep poem. You know, when you're blind, you don't see people. So it's like you could have 10 people here, you could have 2. See, if you close your eyes, it connects you to who you are right inside. You go right to those lyrics and you're going to hear them and feel them. We meditate, we kiss, we close our eyes. I think most people. It brings you to another deeper place. Try that. Try that when you recite.
So this poem is called Window to the Soul. So, window to the soul, do you see me eye to eye?
Anguish on the shelf, do you notice, walking by, reaching to touch the souls, the ones that are made innocent. Hope and purity could cleanse the dirt your soul's been dishing. You're more than you've been given. Take it, leave it, or risk it. The more you try to chase it, it leaves you gone in the distance. Hold on to those who love you. They'll never leave you alone. The decisions you make, it's yours. They're only for you to own.
And that's it.
Beautiful. That's perfectly titled. This is your soul. Did it help your high school?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, Jimmy.
It's Shanaya.
Yes.
We're having a good time on the 27th. So
Right.
graduate in December, right?
Yes.
We're gonna really have a good time on the day. You are in Brooklyn now.
I live in Crown Heights. I'm pretty new to this, but I've been out here for 3 years, since 2020.
Right during COVID, you come.
Yes.
Nice choice.
So how do you think, as a community of New Yorkers, that we can preserve our neighborhood?
You tell stories. You become part of the community. The neighborhood is changing all the time. You can live in a city and not know your neighbor, or you can want to know your neighbor. And being blind is an open doorway to anybody to come help me, and then I get to know them. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot when you need help. So you're building a community, a brotherhood of people.
I think I'm still building my community and figuring out what that looks like.
You're in my community now,
Yes,
all right? I hope so.
definitely.
I have a little surprise for you. When we were walking, you said, "Jimmy, I don't have an harmonica." Now you do. I bought you a C harmonica.
A harmonica?
Yeah, that's a C. This is a C. That's why I chose C. Now, try it. Put your mouth clean. It's okay. Make sure deep side to the left. And now high side. Yeah. To my